Have we come to the end of an era? No, not if we turn this around. Remember the days when all was well. Once on this island there was fish for everyone. Once we earned enough to take care of our families, to take care of our own. Those days are gone. We've been conned. Hook, line and sinker. It all changed in the early 60s when the now EU introduced a fishing quota and divided the quota, leaving very little for the small and not organised fishermen. The now roughly 2,000 individual fishermen are left with no more than 2% of the current total UK quota. You would think the fishing quota goes to the UK fishermen. Makes sense. But if I told you that some of the investors are not from the UK, and that they do not provide UK jobs, they do not help build the UK economy, they do not report full profits, yet it is one of their big ships taking 23% of the UK quota alone. Many of these big companies are owned by foreign billionaires. Take one example, the super trawler H171, one boat taking 23% of all the UK island pelagic fish. 45,000 tonnes of fish a year. It depletes our fishing grounds. None of these fish ever make it to our UK shores, factories or villages. There is no economic link. Owned by the North Atlantic Fishing Company Limited, the H171 underpays their crew, paying less than £9 gross an hour, while its CEO grabs around £370,000 every year. A generous reward for misleading the UK tax office. The company avoids UK taxes, reported to be making only marginal profits, having paid 618% too little, over £80 million over the past 10 years alone. The truth is, their profit is roughly 10 times higher than what they claim. Good profits can still be made. Look at the Shetland fleet, with an average declared profit of 50%. And yes, they do pay their full taxes. Wake up, Britain. You're being ripped off. Time to drive the big foreign trawlers from our shores. Let's tighten the net. Let's reel them in. Let's gut them, once and for all. 4 years ago, it was the MacLeod family from the island of Barra off the Scottish coast that was running a similar practice as the North Atlantic Fishing Company is now. They lost their quota as a result. It's only right that companies face the same consequences for the same practice, don't you think? This pelagic fish quotum from the North Atlantic Fishing Company Limited should be given to the small fishermen who have always paid full taxes. It's the small-scale skippers and coastal communities who are struggling with operating profits close to zero, but pay full tax. The number of British fishing boats has fallen by more than a quarter in 2 decades. So, who has let this happen? The real villains are the bureaucrats in Brussels and others who failed to challenge the eating up of quotas by foreign big fishing billionaires. They created a market rigged against small fishermen like us and destroying many traditional fishing communities. Proud, hard-working, decent families. It's time to reel in the big foreign owners. They're destroying our communities, our livelihoods and traditions that our fathers and grandfathers worked their whole lives for, whatever the dangers, whatever the human cost. It's time to take back the fishing rights we've had for centuries. Stop the fraud that is killing the small skippers. Time to return the fishing rights to the small UK fishermen. It is not the end of the line. If we stand together, we can win this battle. Are you ready to fight for our future? Our lives, our seas, our fish.